What's up, guys? Today we have an L Class C question to answer. We're going to see what is the best American fast food chain using the classic March Madness style bracketing system. Now, straight off the bat, I am a disrespecter of a few places that they're not making the list. Starbucks. Ew, well, there's actually more Starbucks locations in America than grains of sand in the universe, and yet I don't respect them. They did not make the list. They are not top 16. They're not food. They're coffee, and coffee is garbage. Now, I'm literally looking at a coffee cup here, but we're gonna get to it, right? There's a reason Dunkin's Donuts, the hints in the second word, made the list and not Starbucks, right? Also, other places some actually should have been here, frankly. Like a Five Guys, I'm sorry, it should be here, but there's not enough room, and then we have too many other burger places, and something like a Papa John's. I've just never had it. I've literally just never been to a Papa John's in my entire life. I've been to multiple places for years in America. I've never been to a place that has a Papa John's in it. But okay, so we're gonna start right off here, top left. So I'm realizing we're immediately going to some stacked locations. That's fine, Okay, so Subway Jack in a Box. Popularity contest, obviously it's not even close. I feel like Subway's actually it might be number 3. I think McDonald's, Starbucks, Subway. You know what I mean? Maybe even higher, right? And yet is their actual figurehead was a pedophile. So it's they had the popularity, but that kind of makes them most hated, I think. Meanwhile, Jack in the Box, I feel like most people, I don't know. I saw this in Texas, where I'm from. I see Jack in the Boxes fairly frequently, but even in Texas, not that often. And in the Northeast, since I'm there, I don't think a single soul knew a Jack in the Box. To give you some context, it is, I would say, primarily a burger place, but I get tacos there. Jack in the Box tacos are not even, they're not like a taco, because tacos, you have two options, right? You have hard shell and soft shell. Jack in the Box was a little creative. They made their meat so greasy that it stained the hard shell and turned it into a soft shell, turned into mush. So you have this sounds disgusting, but you have a gosh darn, you have 2 rings. I'm gonna add a gosh darn layer here. If this is a taco, right? Normally the whole thing is one way, but here you have the middle is this leaking seepage of dripping. These are teardrops of meat juice that drip. They put each taco in a bag, right? Because they know if they just put it in one large bag, that whole bag having a brown seep in the bottom. It's getting on your gosh darn lap, right? Here's your lap. Those are your legs, right? So that's a no go. So instead they put them each in these individual bags. So frankly, they have the foresight to know. Not enough foresight to make their meat less greasy, but honestly, it's that's what I get there because they're delicious. I like the grease, and this is a fast food tier list, not a gosh darn Bon Appetit, little French niche little restaurants that are actually 5 gosh darn Michelin stars. I don't think it even goes to 5. I think it only goes to 3 or 4. Let's ignore that fact. But okay. Even with that in context, so actually I am a Jack in the Box respecter big time, but it's and I do get that Subway is literally sandwiches, and it's the easiest food to make, but have you bought a loaf of bread that tastes as good as a Subway sub bread does? Have you got some sandwich meats before that taste anything like a Subway sandwich meat? No. And I think it is oh, this bologna is actually 98% sugar, 2% meat. But god dang it, I'm a beast. I'm an animal, and I like sugar. I was evolved to like sugar. So it's like I like a Subway sandwich. I think this is gonna be the case for a lot of these locations where it's like, bro, I want both of them right now. But it's like if I'm thinking of an actual like, bro, who's winning though? Like Jack in a Box is good on like a greasy kind of like cold night. Like it's a little wet, it's a little humid outside, and you just feel like being a little dingy cave rat. You go get a bag of Jack in the Box tacos. But if you want to be like a member of society who like didn't have time to cook that day, you go to Subway. And it's just like more of a staple, and I would be doing it a disservice if it didn't make it through this first round. So we're gonna take Subway for the W there. Maybe it seemed like a foregone conclusion a long time ago, and yet, well, too bad. I needed to put a little respect on Jack in a Box. Okay, the next two. I mean, we're seeing like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali right here. It's like what the heck, except it's like Mike Tyson, and then like I don't know. I don't know a non-famous boxer because they're not famous. Yeah, Duncan is decent, but let's have a little Duncan talk, okay? I don't like a lot of these brands. Their branding is progressively getting worse over time. And if you look at these logos, like bro, I searched for the old logos for some of these places because I'm a disrespecter of their pushes, and seeing Dunkin' Donuts push for just being Dunkin', they're trying to get away from donuts. Imagine having your brand attached to literally like the best dessert in the world, and you're like, I don't want our consumers to think of deliciousness when I think of our place. Let's think of coffee. Ugh, disgusting. Also, I will say, like, I spent the majority of my life having like no idea. Like, oh, I had heard like a faraway whimsical like little whispered it in my ear, like, oh, Dunkin' Donuts is a place that exists, but I never like really knew they were real. Then I went to the Northeast. Oh my God, people are freaks there for their Dunkin', man. You go to a town with like 6,000 white 50-year-olds in it. You go to like the main road of town. You think you're in like a gosh darn mirror maze. Every time you turn around, there's another Dunkin' there. Like I've legitimately been. I was like traveling through Boston, right? I actually was standing in a point where I could see 3 Dunkin' Donuts on the same street. I was like, what? I don't understand what people's problem is. But also, similarly, what I don't understand about Dunkin' Donuts is it's not just the branding for them. I went to a Dunkin' Donuts, and it was like 11 p.m. And I was like, I'll have a dozen glazed donuts, please. And I figured, at 11 p.m. they might not be like popping them out like, every 6 minutes, a new fresh batch. Like these might be like from, I'm thinking like 9:26 p.m. they made these. But I'm like, I'm fine with that. They say, sorry, sir, we have no donuts. What? Your name is Dunkin' Donuts. You have no donuts? Why are you open for 24 hours then? Who's getting coffee at 11 p.m.? Frankly, like I get donuts, it's a little weird, but it's like coffee's chemically worse at that time. At least like, a donut would make you a little lethargic, like nice little bedtime story. I'm getting heated. It makes me mad, man. I hate coffee. I never had coffee, so I don't really hate it. I'm uninformed. It's one of those things, right? You see people become like these little. Coffee becomes their personality, and you just want to stick away from this stuff. And it works with people and brands apparently too, because it happens with Dunkin', man. They used to have so much. Now, I don't know. Now they're really lacking. I mean, McDonald's. I feel like I don't even want to talk about it right now, because it's going forward, and it's like we have time to talk about McDonald's, right? It's going to be moving its way up and down and around this gosh darn bracket, so we'll talk about it later. But just rest easy knowing it's going on to the next round. All right, we have Pizza the Hut v Burger King. These are actually pretty equal in my head when I think about them. It's like when I think Pizza Hut, I think experimental, frankly. I think of an advertisement where I see that they're having like a crust made out of like tiny hot dogs. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, in a good way, said with love, right? But like, so I think of that image of these little these Teslas, these Edisons, but not actually Edison, just the people who worked for him, that kind of thing. But then when you actually get Pizza Hut, it's just, it's not like this, you know, it doesn't taste like, well, it kind of does taste like an experiment, but an experiment gone wrong, right? It's just kind of like low quality pizza. And we have we have 2 other pizza places on this list, and it's like, just from glancing over, it's like, I don't know if Pizza Hut is even better than those 2, you know? I think it might be like the worst of the 3. I don't know if that's true, though. It's like Pizza Hut, what they, like, because it, like, every once in a while, one of those, like, little experiments goes right, though. And that's you gotta respect, right? They made, like, a little, like, cookie cake thing, man. That is good. That stuff is delicious. So it's like their actual pizza, I don't know, they struggle with. But, like, some creative sides. I'll have a side from Pizza Hut before I have a side from a lot of these other pizza places out there. I'll tell you that right now. And, like, honestly, I gotta respect that, man. Those little cookie cakes are delicious, man. And then, like, a Burger King. Burger King's the exact opposite. Burger King is just, hey, we're literally burgers. Okay, fair enough. Burgers are delicious. It's literally the backdrop of this whole thing, right? But you shouldn't focus on one thing to the exclusion of what is already working for you. I have my keystone memories as a young lad were going to Burger King and getting the little chicken nuggets that were shaped like a crown. It's kind of tough to even say they were shaped like a crown. It was really just like I guess I'll draw it. It was literally just this. Like, it was just, but thick because it's chicken, not spiky. God dang it. But, it just had 3 little peaks to it. But it's like, okay, so that doesn't look that appetizing if you imagine that's chicken and not black ink. But what it was, if you're like a little kid, right? It's supposed to be like a nose, right? If you're this little kid, right? What is this little chicken nugget? It's 3 perfect bites. It was beautiful, bro. You get your little sauce packet. That's not a great sauce packet. This little flap. Oh man, bro. You get 3 dips, 3 chomps. You get a box with like 6 in it. Ooh, that's a nice little lunch with dad there. That's what that is. That's a good memory. Now you go there, right? They're like, oh, Burger King, we're healthy. We sell organic. Now we have these shapes and with little lumps and bumps on them. It's like, oh, of course, the natural nugget of a chicken. That's what that is. It's no less natural. It's no more natural, I mean, than the crown shape. It's all unnatural, but no one cares. Burger King, nobody cared. Now I have these ovals with no personality, no convenience to them, no sauce dunkability, and then they taste worse, right? They taste worse because and no nostalgia too, frankly. And that's how most of these restaurants even survive, right? They get you hooked as a kid, and then they're just working off nostalgia, trying to, recreate those good emotions, those good brain chemicals when you were a kid. Burger King's pushing away from that, and it's really sad to see, man. It really is, and I hate to do this, but like, I don't love Pizza Hut, but I can, in my right mind, say that Burger King is better. I can say that McDonald's is better than both, I guess. There we go. There's the Pizza Hut. That's honestly surprising. I didn't really think Pizza Hut would be a second rounder. Okay, the next 2. We got Wendy's. We got Taco Bell. These are 2, like, I feel like these are very, like, similar popularity places, right? It's a good matchup that way. I think my views on these have flip-flopped as I've aged. When I was young, I think it was because, like, I was, like, a boy, and I was, like, Wendy's a girl. So if I eat at Wendy's, I'm, like, a little girl. So I was always like, I was never down to clown with Wendy's. I was always like, do we have to? Like, I would rather, like, you know, like talking my default, I'd rather play G.I. Joes than football. Um, and as of age, I realized that's stupid and insane. But also, it's like, bro, for one, Wendy, okay. I'm not gonna comment on her appearance because I think she's supposed to be like a 6-year-old. But like, if she was supposed to be like a, mid-20, age of consent plus like 8 years, bro, I would be down to clown with Wendy's, if you know what I mean. But also, like, I've been more down to clown with the food after I stopped. It went from the brand to the food in my mind as I aged, and I started like, what's going on over there? What's going on with that little square patty? That's weird. Kind of shrummy in my tummy, bro. Kind of delish. The one thing I will say, like, I do actually think Wendy's is decent. As I've been having, the burgers are actually good. Burgers are the highlight of Wendy's for sure. They're chicken nuggets, bro. Not to draw like another chicken nug for you, but they're always like a little. That kind of looks like McDonald's chicken nugget, but the Wendy's one kind of do, man. But they're so rough. It's like sandpaper on your tongue, man. These things are so wrinkly. It's like a brain of a really smart person. They have nothing but surface area. But appearance, even if appearance wasn't a factor, they do look disgusting. They also taste pretty bad. Chicken nuggets, and maybe that's why I also didn't like it as a kid, right? Because, chicken nugget had a bigger like sway for me then, and that's like all I was eating, of course. They did have one thing though, right? So that kind of is a wash. Burger good, chicken nuggets bad, but they had gosh darn fries, bro. This was years ago. This is a box of fries with sauce on it, bro. Ghost. I don't know why I'm spelling this out, but they had ghost pepper fries. Oh my god! I was probably like. This was not that long ago. Like, I was old enough to like have memories, right? Bro, they weren't okay. They weren't like as spicy as a ghost pepper at all. Bad branding. They should have just called them like delicious fries. I don't even know how to spell delicious. Shuss. What? God, they were so good. I mean, the sauce. It was. It's like describing like a Big Mac sauce, right? I have no idea what that is. I don't even know what it tastes like. It's like, what does root beer taste like? It tastes like root beer. What? I have no clue, but I love it. Man, those fries were good. It was a seasonal promotion. What, the season of ghost peppers? I don't know, right? But it was only around for like 8 months. I don't go to Wendy's that often. I only got them like 6 times. Such a shame, man. Such a shame. I'd go there. No burger, no meat, no real substance. I get like 3 orders of those fries. God, they were good. But it's something like that. It's like I would rather have loved and lost than never loved before. So I'm not really holding it over Wendy's as much. I know I literally just did for Burger King, but it's like, bro, that's my childhood. Don't mess with that. Where Wendy's, it's like that was an adult experience that I enjoyed, and now I have some separation from. I can appreciate it as an adult, right? So that was actually pretty nice. Taco Bell, right? Taco Bell, bro. I was in there every day as a kid, bro. Every day after school, get a little chicken quesadilla. It would go nice. It's not really a quesadilla. Again, Taco Bell has like a similar sauce phenomenon going on. It's not real cheese. It's not real, anything. It's just kind of liquid savoriness. And I know Taco Bell gets a bad rap because other people say, oh well. You notice that the menu is the exact same things, just reorganized. I feel like that's not a real critique, though, if those things taste good. Which, honestly, Taco Bell, like, I think they do taste good. Like, I know it's bad to say, because it's, like, it's actual, like, it's the catalyst for, like, millions of people's explosive diarrhea. But, like, I enjoy it. I do. I really, I can't lie. So it's tough, right? Because I will admit, as I've gotten older, it has started tasting more like a disease when I eat at Taco Bell. It has. I will say, like, I think maybe because of the critique that their menu's all the same thing, they've tried to expand, and I think their tactics for expansion are a little sus, a little tough, a little desperate. Maybe is the best word. I was in, God, where was this? This was, I think, Amsterdam, and we went to a Taco Bell, me and my friends, and they called it like, I have no idea, but it might as well have been a Kit Kat explosion, right? But I kid you not, I'm drawing it right now. It was a tortilla with like 3 broken Kit Kats in it, and then they fold it in half. Like, that's the fold line. Fold this over. The tortilla's a little hot, but the Kit Kats are thick. So even though you have a hot tortilla, it's like that's not melting the Kit Kats completely. It also has like a wafer in the middle. It's not going to be like a molten wafer. So it's literally just a tortilla with 3 Kit Kats in it. Talk about what's happening, man. What's going wrong? One of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And to be fair, we knew exactly what it was when we ordered it. So it's kind of on us. We did support that decision with our money. We gave them some monetary incentive to keep down this line of creation. But I don't think I can support it any further by giving them the spot here. And this is hard for me. This is I think of the decisions so far, this is the hardest one, because in my heart of hearts, I like Taco Bell, and I know it gets a lot of disrespect, and I want to be I want to be the person who sticks up for Taco Bell. I want to say, no, stop it, stop the hate. Taco Bell's good. But like, Wendy's doing something for me recently, man. This is, you asked me this 2 years ago, I laugh. I say, what? Wendy's made the list? That's ridiculous. Wendy's is what are you, little, I eat Barbies for breakfast? Like, bro, go home with that girl fast food, bro. Let me see some man's food. A little Taco Bell, a little grease stain down my cheek. Delish. I don't know, man. Starting to appreciate the finer things in life though as I age. Okay, well, let's go over to the other side now. Okay, we got Domino's Pizza. Notice I'm not doing their new logo, just Domino's. Again, stop disrespecting what you are, man. You're a pizza place. Oh, you sell chicken too? Oh, really? Who's ordering it? Nobody. Nobody's ordering the chicken. Stop it, man. And we got DQ, Dairy Queen. Right? Okay, I got a little Domino's, right? I'll start with Domino's. I grew up, I'm going to say till the age of like 12, I was like, whenever my family was ordering pizza in, I was like, can we get Domino's? And everyone said, we don't care about your opinion, you're a 12-year-old child. But I was always thinking in my head, man, I hope I get lucky today. And I'll be like, oh, Pizza Hut, dang it. Oh, Little Caesars, dang it. Right? But then, like, something happened when I was 13. Maybe it's just because, like, they never listened to me and they always got somewhere else. But then we finally got Domino's. And I had a slice and I was like, this is, like, the most trash pizza I've ever had in my life, bro. The bottom of the crust, aka just the bottom of the pizza, has, like, so much, like, garlic powder on it that it's like you pick up one piece and your room is covered in garlic for the next century, bro. You'll put your hand down on your desk, right? You're like, what is that, bro? It's some molded little crusty and maggot-infested crumbs from Domino's you don't even remember eating. That stuff is residual, bro. That stuff sticks around, man. And I think the taste is not that good either. It's like, I feel like it has the consistency. Domino's pizza and the pizza toppings has the consistency of like pizza that's too hot. You know, when you get pizza that's too hot, it's too fresh, and like the cheese is like not like chewy enough because it's too liquid. The sauce is all runny instead of like a little like thick and syrupy. I know it sounds weird to call sauce syrupy, but it should be a little thick, not runny. And you might be like, well, Domino's serves really hot, fresh pizzas. No, I mean like ice cold pizza, and it has that same consistency, bro. I don't know what is in their formula. It's not enough thickness though, bro. It's too runny. I'm not a fan, man. Domino's honestly been really disappointing lately. But what's been more disappointing than that? At least, right? Like pizza in America is like pretty cheap, right? Domino's honestly is one of those expensive places. But for the most part, it's like okay, you can feed like 4 people for like not a ridiculous amount, right? Right now, I'm in the UK right now. I'm in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Don't ask why. I'm like, oh, like what are the good pizza chains here? And they're like, chains? What? Pizza? What? Okay, that's not true. People know what pizza is, but they just have pizza in like Italian restaurants, which is like what? Like that's I don't really even think of pizza as Italian anymore because it's so separate, right? But they do have Domino's. Domino's is like, oh yeah, we have Domino's. That's the one thing we have, bro. I had to do some research on this because I couldn't even believe it at first. I was talking to people, and the way they were talking about Domino's was just crazy to me, right? They were like, oh yeah, maybe we can go someday, if we have something to celebrate. I'm like, celebrate what? Celebrate what? Life? That tomorrow? Yesterday? Like, who needs a cause to order a little pizza? Like we can pick it up if we want to pay the delivery fee. Like I get that. Like it's a little bit frivolous, but these people keep talking. I'm like, what is the deal? And finally, it's like, yo, bro, like, what kind of how thick is your wallet, man? We can't be affording Domino's just on the cash. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Like, pizza is like the cheapest food you can buy. They're like, oh yeah, let's go to McDonald's. Oh yeah, let's go to Taco Bell. Oh yeah, let's go to KFC. But Domino's, I can't afford it. I started looking at the prices. What the heck is going on? I do research. Let's say this is a small in the UK, right? This is a small. No. This is a small in America. You might be like, those are non-equal circles. You guys darn right they're not. The US, you're getting more, but that's not even the beginning. So the sizes are all wrong. But let's say these are equal in name. In name they're equal. In size, this is the size, not equal. Price, also not equal. And price. Let's see equal price. Equal price over here. This is the UK. That's what you're getting in the US, bro. You're actually... this sounds like an exaggeration. I know that looks insane, what I've just drawn on the screen. But I kid you not. I think it was actually you got 3 times as many calories in the US per like unit of currency, which is insane. Like that might not sound like how does it not sound crazy? Honestly, if it doesn't, you have no concept of money or working or anything. I just don't understand it. But then so I started questioning like, okay, is it just Yamaha makes guitars and motorcycles, but there's not really any relation between the two things? Is this just like a Domino's situation, right? Is it like, oh, over here Domino's is like gourmet and it's like really good, and that just seems crazy because I'm not used to it? I started talking to people and they're like, nah, it's like pretty greasy, it's like pretty bad, it's like much worse than like an actual Italian restaurant's pizza. What? Where's the market? Who's buying it then? I go to Google Maps, right? Google Maps, Northern Ireland, or just UK. There's like 50 million gosh darn Domino's over here. Who's buying them? If you're from the US, right? Imagine you go to Domino's, and they're like, we've jacked up our prices 3 times as much, and it's just as bad, maybe a little bit worse, frankly. Got a little you got a little colonialism, a little imperialism, stench to it now. Are you saying, okay, cool, good to know, I'll have a number 2? I don't think so. I'll have a large with Coke. Hold the pineapple. Extra sausage. I don't think you're doing that. I think you're walking out the gosh darn store. I mean, I know this is not what we're really talking about right now. I think this is like fast food US. This little asterisk over there. Like I don't really care about anyone else. But like, man, it's just insulting that like That's the image they're bringing of America overseas. So it's like, I don't even like you over here, and you're also like, we don't need help looking bad internationally, bro. So it's like, I mean, I haven't even said a gosh darn word about DQ. I haven't even talked about them. But I'm just gonna be honest with you, they win, and we'll talk about them next round. I think I'm gonna be genuine. I think you put Domino's next to anybody on this list, any single soul, Domino's is losing. I think they're the worst of these 16. Genuinely, I believe that in my heart of hearts. Let's move on. Little Caesars Pizza versus KFC. This is this is like the opposite of Wendy's and Taco Bell. These are very different kind of scale businesses. I don't know how popular Little Caesars is. It is, where I'm from, you see them pretty often. But I do realize that KFC literally like owns Japanese Christmas, and is like the biggest, besides McDonald's, like international fast food chain, I think, in the world, maybe. I don't know. It's crazy. They're everywhere. I feel like even in America they're not that big, but internationally they're insanely huge. That being said, I think in my heart of hearts I'm a bit of a disrespecter of KFC and a respecter of Little Caesars. Now, doesn't mean Little Caesars are gonna win? Well, let's think about it, right? What Little Caesar, what it has going for it? I don't even know if this is true, but in my head I think of Little Caesars as like the cheapest, like big chain pizza place. That just feels right to say. And it also feels right to say that like the quality of the pizza is proportional to that. I don't really think of the pizza as very good at Little Caesars. Kind of, you eat it. It's good to like eat while you're watching a show or a movie with your friends or family, so you don't really have to think about the pizza. Just the thought of like, I just get a plate of like 2 slices of pepperoni pizza and I just sit at the dining room table and just munch on it. Like, that sounds really sad and bad. If I get, something to, divert my attention to, then I could eat 6 whole pizzas, frankly, without blinking, without noticing. But, as is the case with all the pizza places, Domino's, you're not a side place. You're a pizza place. You're Domino's Pizza. Pizza Hut, keep going with the experimentation. You're on the right track with the signs. Little Caesars, their sides already hit gold a year ago. A year ago. By year, I mean, like, I don't know, probably like more than a decade. Like, I have no idea when this formula was invented. But what they call a breadstick, it's not a breadstick. You go to gosh darn Olive Garden, you'll get a breadstick. You go to Pizza Hut, you get just like a long piece of dough. And I know a long piece of dough really just sounds like a breadstick, but if you've had a Little Caesars breadstick, there's something different. Bro, that texture, that coloring, they're so... Oh, man. Okay. I'll draw this boy for you guys, so in case you don't know. This is going to be such a good drawing. If you've had a Little Caesars breadstick, that's right. That is accurate to what they look like. There's always like one fatter end, and this is like a little browning. Ooh, a little browning on it. And there's always one little spike end for some reason. It's like a little brown around the spike. This looks like a bloody, like, bludgeoning bone right now. And it's like they kind of look like that. They kind of resemble that. But, and then this one fat is just exploding with like the palest, like right here. It's like some really pale, really soft, almost raw dough. Oh my god! And they're glistening. If this is the sun, there's speckles. There's speckles of shine and glistening butter all over these boys, bro. They are so moist and so soft. Oh my god! You're biting into memory foam, except this little spike. This little spike, bro. You're biting into a tarantula's fang. I don't know why those spikes exist. I don't know how they make these breadsticks. Maybe it's just indicative of the process, and there's no way to avoid those spikes. But frankly, like even as like I would normally, I'm a kid. I go soft side first, right? And I would make my way down, and I pinch my little fingers. If this is my hand, that's my arm. I pinch my fingers like around the spike. Like I hold it like I gotta draw a better picture here. So if this is the spike, right? I put like my thumb here, I put like my like two little fingers here, and I hold it very precariously. I have like my pinky just out, hanging. And again, my mouth is here, right? Right, like that. This is the breadstick. That's where I'm biting it off of. Excuse me. And man, this was a real experience. Honestly, maybe that I like the spike. Honestly, thinking about it, like I know objectively it is the worst part of the breadstick if you've had one. But it's kind of like, oh, do you like struggle in your life? Well, no. But wouldn't life be kind of boring without it? I think this is the closest we get to heaven on earth is a Little Caesars breadstick. And if they were truly perfect, why be a good Samaritan? Because there is truly just heaven on earth, right? It's not close to, it is, right? So they had to make it a little imperfect because of that, and it's still a nice little handle, bro. And it's like, you might say, okay, if you get to the titanium spike at the end, do you just throw it away like a banana peel? Nah, you're right. You're still eating that thing, and you're doing so happily, frankly. Let me just clean up a little bit. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay, nice. So basically, Little Caesars. I'm kind of throwing away their pizza. For one, the branding Little Caesars is one of my favorite branding of all of these companies. I love the Little Caesar boy. I love pizza. I love it, bro. It's such a good logo. KFC. What is the deal with the pricing of fast food chains from America and other countries? I don't understand it. I go to KFC here. It's exorbitant, the pricing. But even in America, it is. Domino's goes from like a pizza place to gourmet, like a 5-star. What the heck is happening? I live in upside down land. KFC is just like, oh, it's you're just fast forwarding like 10 years of inflation down the line with the pricing. It's not like crazy. So it's not a huge diss for KFC. Honestly, I think they do a decent job. Even when I talk to people over here, everyone's like, Domino's garbage, right? KFC, people are like, oh, it's a little expensive, but like if I'm feeling lazy, want to just treat myself a little bit, just go someplace quick and easy, KFC's quality. And you gotta respect that, man. You do. Sometimes you pay for quality. Sometimes you put the effort in for if you want the reward, right? And I think KFC's a decent reward. What I don't like is the fact that they do not supply mashed potatoes everywhere. I go to some locations. What are mashed potatoes? Never heard of them. We don't buy potatoes. We never stock them. We don't have a professional masher in the back. Some places just assume you're getting mashed potatoes. It's like they ask how many what? How many gallons of mashed potatoes with those 2 slices of chicken? Pieces of chicken. 6 gallons, please. Right? Those locations, bro. I think those locations might beat a gosh darn Pizza Hut. Not Pizza Hut, I mean Little Caesars. I'll tell you that right now. But the fact is, I think those are not the majority of locations. I think the majority of locations are sleeping on mashed potatoes. Especially internationally. And that doesn't sit right with me. Does not. Oh my God. I don't think there is a man in this world who is a bigger chicken dipper into mashed potatoes. Period. I love it. The consistency of everything works so well. You're like, oh, what about gravy? I like dipping my chicken into gravy. Who says we're not also doing that? Add it to the mix. Throw the gravy on top of the mashed potatoes. Then dip the chicken. I guess you could dip the chicken in the gravy and then in the mashed potatoes. That just seems like a messy. It seems like a mistake, frankly. I think you're working too hard. I do like KFC. I like the food. I've honestly never had KFC and thought, I regret this in terms of it tastes bad. It's always tasting good, honestly. It's always making my day. Ooh, this is actually, oh my God. I'm racking my brain, guys. I'm stalling, frankly. Because, man. But I gotta, I'm making a meta play, right? I'm looking at my list. I'm looking at who's making it forward, who's not. And I'm just thinking, like, if I'm going to a fast food place for chicken, it's not KFC. It just won't be. If I'm going to a fast food place for pizza slash breadsticks, I think it is Little Caesars. Like, I think that is the one I go to. Oh, but it's so hard to disrespect the global reach and impact that KFC's had. But to be fair, to be frank with you, they're not even the best at that. So I just gotta be honest with you folks. Little Caesars is moving down the line. I think that might be a controversial pick. I'll be honest. I think there might be a few of those, but I think this one maybe more than any other one. All right, next two. Sonic and Raising Cane's, aka just Cane's. Whew. I got some strong opinions on these two. These are both relatively new to me. When I was growing up, I lived in one town for like the first like 10 years or so of my life. And then I moved around a bit since then. And it wasn't until I started moving around that I started noticing, oh, what's Sonic? And it wasn't even until way more recently that I even got introduced to Cane's. Cane's, I think, is the least popular of all these chains on this entire list, by the way. So I will explain. I think Cane's might just be more of like a southern thing. I mean, God, Cane's is a chicken place. It's hard to say similar to KFC because where KFC, I feel like you're getting like, the chicken is like a diamond. You're getting diamond chickens in a bucket, and you're getting little dippers, and you can dip them, and you can eat them, right? You guys know how to eat. You guys know what chicken is. Cane's, you're getting a basket, right? With a little towel on it, a little napkin. It looks like a book, but it's supposed to be like a little napkin. And you just have these kind of little guys. They're almost like little sardines just presenting themselves in a can, right? They're just like hanging out. Hey, what's going on? Oh, what's this? It's a little toast with us. Oh. And like, we have a little sauce thing too, so you can dip us too. But we're just gonna like lay on the beach. We're just soaking up a little sun. Right? They're just kind of like, it's a little coy. You know? Cane's is a little coy. KFC's like, oh, you want some chicken? Here, take this sloppy bucket. Get down your gullet. Cane's like, hey, we're all hanging in a basket. Okay, we're chill. We're cool. You look a little hungry. You want a bite? Do you want a bite of the chicken? We're a chicken. You could bite us. Oh, you love us? We're delicious. Oh, that's cool. That's what it's like to eat at Cane's. In case you haven't been there, that should give you a pretty good picture. Sonic. I think Sonic is a bit more popular, so I think I'm not going to explain as much, except I will exactly. It's their whole brand, as you can even tell by their logo. They're kind of like an old 50s America style thing. I think they've been around since then. They just kind of kept the same brand. They're kind of gimmicky. The little people come out with their little roller skates, and that's cute. Honestly, it is, and it's like it is a cool vibe. If you're in like small town America, your Sonic actually is kind of cool, like a little place to be, right? You're driving back from like the high school or even like middle school, and you can just hang around the Sonic, and like one of your friends, normally some girl, is working there, and you can like see her looking stupid in her little roller skating things, and it is decent, right? It's a good little place. You can just walk there. You don't need to drive through it. At least, it depends on your town. Maybe for like a city or something, you're like, yeah, actually, according to our policy, you have to be in a car. I don't know, man. But the culture's honestly decent. I respect the branding, kind of. I see what they're doing. I acknowledge it at least. Maybe I don't respect it, but I acknowledge it. Something went wrong with the food, though. I mean, the culture, the people, everything is decent. Something went wrong with the food, man. They do some things right, and I will never say that everything Sonic makes is bad. You go get a mozzarella stick. Oh my, I am grateful. I am saying thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for getting me these mozzarella sticks. How could I ever repay you? You get some curly fries? Oh my god. Oh, baby. Man, I love a curly fry. I love a curly fry in general, but I'll take a Sonic curly fry any day. But the fact is, man, unless they're a ghost pepper fry order from Wendy's, you can't just get a meal of nothing but fries. Even fries and mozzarella sticks. Those aren't mains. So you're left to get a burger, and the burgers might be the worst burgers on this list. God, they're so awful, man. They're so sad. You get them, and you have like a little bun here, right? And like the thinnest, it's literally, I mean, that's not even accurate. It's like, that's the meat, right? And you have your sad little bun here. And why did I leave this little space here? Because you would expect it to be like this, right? That's a burger bun. Not at Sonic. You have a little cavity. Ew. What is that? For reference, here's my mouth and my eye and my teeth, and my body. Just for reference. I know this sounds just needlessly comically insulting, but it's just kind of like someone mushed them, like stepped on it. Maybe a light sit on your burger before they gave it to you. And I don't think the kind, nice people of Sonic would do that. I don't. But it kind of seems like they did it, frankly, because it's so bad, man. Also, oh my god, you get the lettuce on that thing. Oh man, it's so. It's you know those, like, you get those little kits as a kid of, like, make little chef baby, right? Little plastic leaves and stuff like that. Not leaves, lettuce, and buns and fries and all these little foods. You can make your little plastic meals, right? Like when you're opening up the box after the move and you're seeing all, like, the random trash you just shoved in there because you didn't have enough time to be organized before the move when you're in your new house, and you see, like, oh, these are all my kid toys, and you see one of those old plastic food things, and it's the lettuce, but something's a little wrong. It's like, oh no, I think there was like a mouse in this box at some point. It's like a little chewed. It's like a little brown. You hope it's turned brown and something brown isn't just on it now. And it's sticky. Maybe someone spilled like a Coca-Cola on it at some point down the line, and you're like, I'm gonna put this back in the box and just and try to forget this and just remember the good memories I had. That's what a Sonic piece of lettuce is like. Oh man. Disappointing, Sonic. Let me just clean up real quick. It's funny. I don't mind Sonic, but I think you're comparing on this list. Like, this list is not just who has the best food. It's food, it's culture, it's branding, it's memories, it's nostalgia, it's price, it's everything, right? But I do think you're like, this is arguably the worst tasting establishment on this list versus the best tasting. Like, those coy little pieces of chicken, oh my god. The breading is literally like, here's a piece of breading. Here's the chicken. You're like, why are they so far away? Because the breading flakes off and just flies everywhere. And that might sound weird and bad, but it's so good. It's so flaky. It's just so melty in your mouthy, bro. God, I love a Cane's chicken. They're winning, man. Man, they are winning. Okay, next on the list, we got Baskin Robbins with their maybe these days getting so famous just for their, like, oh, did you know that in the Baskin Robbins logo it has like a 3-1 for the 31 flavors? Yeah, we know. Versus Chick-fil-A. Okay, these, oh my god, these are two colossi going into battle together. I know we didn't talk all about Dairy Queen, but Baskin Robbins is even more a dessert place than a Dairy Queen is. Dairy Queen you can get real food at. I don't think Baskin Robbins has anything besides just like ice cream and shakes and such. I don't know if they have shakes, frankly. Except they definitely do. I think maybe I don't know. I haven't been to a Baskin Robbins in a while. If that's not blatantly obvious. But man, I love a brand that's not red and or blue, and or yellow. Frankly, I like a Taco Bell logo. I love a Baskin Robbins logo. They're cool. I know they are blue, and like pink is basically red, but you know what I mean. Like if you looked at your entire screen right now, and thought what logos are standing out, you're like Taco Bell, Subway, Baskin Robbins. Everything else, and pizza, Little Caesars. Everything else blending. You're like, oh, what Dunkin' Donuts is orange? It's corporate garbage. Get that out of here. It's not standing out. I'm happy when I'm in a Baskin Robbins. That's a fact. I'm never in there sad. You know, your parents are annoying you. Your brother is like a piece, bro. You step in with the family, like everyone's a little sweaty. Everyone's wiping, like picking up their hair because their bangs are falling over their forehead, and they're wiping their sweat off their forehead with their greasy little hands. Give themselves like acne scars from just let me fill my pores up with my oily hands, right? Wiping their sweat on their jeans, right? That's POV. That's you 1 second before walking the Baskin Robbins. You step in. Little chill touches your skin. What's that? Is that the smell of frozen fruit? Is that the smell of milky joy? Oh, it is. I'll have all of it. I'll have 31s, all of it. Baskin Robbins is great, man. You go in there, you're happy. It is like, I'll be honest, it is a weird niche to fill, though. Especially if you're in a group larger than two. I think if you're alone going to Baskin Robbins, you're like a psychopath. Like, you are insane. Almost any of these other places, just driving through them alone, alright, normal. Baskin Robbins? What the hell? That's insane. But past 3 people, it's like, nobody's hungry? Nobody wants real food? We're all just fine with dessert? Really? Like, that's fine, but is that going to happen? Frankly, no. And then it's like, oh, well, okay, you don't have to. Just go eat somewhere and then go to Baskin Robbins. It's like, I feel like that's like a plan. That's my kind of plan, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to take my break and then I'm going to work. After you've done the first half of it, you're good, right? You're done for the day. Yeah, you can plan to go to Baskin Robbins after you go to Cane's, but once you eat the Cane's, you're like, man, I think I'm good. Like, I had a good experience. I'm satisfied. Time to go home. Time to sleep, bro. But I can't really. I mean, that's a me issue, frankly, rather than a Baskin Robbins issue. I mean, they are filling the niche, right? Even just so what, it's a niche. They don't have to be the biggest brand in the world. They can just fit in their little niche and be happy there, and they make me happy there. So no hate to Baskin Robbins. We don't know what I'm trying to do by critiquing them. There's nothing to critique there. They're pretty perfect, man. Now let's transition from pretty perfect to absolutely perfect. I know it's basic. I know everyone in the world loves Chick-fil-A. People talk about the service. People are like, my car blew up because I hit a goose 18,000 miles away from Chick-fil-A. I was in like Zanzibar, and they flew out one of their cashier people, and the person like fixed my car from the smoldering ashes that I left it in, and they remodeled it into like a Lamborghini, and they said, oh, no problem, have a nice day. But then they closed on Sunday. Unforgivable. And now Chick-fil-A is so good. One of the few on this list that I loved as a kid, I love now. I think I'll love it until I die. The only thing I think needs to be said, I know a lot has already been said about Chick-fil-A by other people better, than me in every way, but also just better is in terms of sources for fast food knowledge, I know people like them, but I don't think people understand how much better the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A are than anything else on the menu of Chick-fil-A and or the menu of the world's cuisine. Like, I mean, it's the same thing with Little Caesar, right? The pizza is irrelevant to the breadsticks. The chicken at Chick-fil-A, this is what people struggle with. But they're like, no, but have you had the chicken? Have you had the chicken sandwich? Have you had the chicken nuggets? Have you had everything? It's so good. No, I know it's so good. But have you had the fries, bro? Those waffle fries just blow it out of the water. Like they're oh my god. Even, okay, drawing time, right? You get the waffle fries. Oh, nice, schlummy little waffle fry. They're always like these, they're potato shaped. But then you get some. This is a side section, right? You have the little crosses going on here. But then you get some where it's like, oh, the end of it, instead of being just more crosses, it's the edge of the potato, and it's a little burnt. It's a little yucky. Ooh, potato skin. I can see the whole animal. Even those are good. That's the bad thing, right? You go to McDonald's, right? I know we're gonna talk about it more, right? And you get the fry that's like spiky, and then it's like all wrinkly. And it's like little hairs on it. It's brown, disgusting. You don't eat that one. Maybe you do if you're me, but a lot of people don't. And even when I eat them, that was a bad fry. There's no bad fry at Chick-fil-A. The worst fry, these nasty little runts, are still the best food I've ever had in my life. Like, they're still, like, if these didn't exist, they're the only thing better. It's what also blows my mind is how few places have waffle fries and or curly fries, because everyone agrees that they're better if you've had them. They're better than straight fries or like steak cut fries. I get they're probably harder to make. Is success hard? Yes, but like, is that not what you're trying to achieve? Businesses? Do you not want money? Do you not want success? Do you want to grow your company? Make more waffle and curly fries. Unless the real reason is they've tried and they just know they can't compete with Chick-fil-A, and then fair enough. You would be flushing your business down the drain if you dared release a sequel to the Chick-fil-A waffle cut fry, and it couldn't hold a candle to it. And to be honest, I don't know how it would be able to, because they're just that good. So, man, I'm sorry, man. You guys know what's coming here. Chick-fil-A is a busted pick. It's going on to next round. I feel bad for Baskin-Robbins, especially because it is like a smaller chain. You want to give it a win. You want to say, yeah, no, you're not the best, but you're pretty good. Hey, let's not forget about you. And it's hard to see like that Baskin-Robbins has the same fate as Sonic. Baskin-Robbins is so much better than Sonic, right? But sometimes that's just how it works. Sometimes you just get pitted against like an actual god among men, aka Chick-fil-A. All right, let's move on to. It's been 10 years, I think. I don't have a timer, but it's I think been an hour and a century. Finally, we're moving on to the next tier. All right. Subway v. McDonald's. These are the two. In America, these are the two most popular on this list. I'm pretty sure of it. I honestly don't think KFC or anything like that would be more popular than these two. Even in the world they are. Okay, let's have the McDonald's chat, right? Because I know you see that those golden arches on the list of fast food chains, and you're like, what's gonna happen with this guy? Okay, Mister, let's hear your opinions as you talk about our Lord and Savior, right? Let's see what your critiques are. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, McDonald's gets a lot of heat, right? Oh, their meat's pink sauce. It's oozed out of some pipe in Iowa. Fair, true, okay. Oh, you think their fries are greasy? Actually, they're 100% sugar, not even grease. It would be better if they were grease. At least they'd be fatty instead of sugary. Okay, fair. Oh, you order a Big Mac And instead of like, you know, getting the bread, that's such a bad bread. Instead of getting the bread, a meat, a bread, a meat, and a bread. Oh, I went there and they just gave me bread, meat, bread. It's like, yeah, accidents happen. This is a true story, by the way. This happened to me the last time I went to McDonald's. Um, service is bad. People are crazy. There's like Walmart. You walk into a McDonald's. Some 642-pound woman wearing Lululemon pants around her ankles. They're falling off her so much. Is shouting at the top of her lungs about like some like 80s song, and you're like, woman, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get my nuggies, bro. I'm trying to get the order. Trying to get a large fry. Thank you. You had to say that over the shoulder of the shouting psychopath, right? If you ever in your life, I've had to. This is a true story. I had to use a McDonald's bathroom. I had to. There was nothing else. There was no other option for me. Immediately post this process, I did the best I could to be hygienic. I genuinely got pink eye from using a McDonald's bathroom. Fair enough. I get the critique. And what, haters? McDonald's is Michael Jordan. It's Gretzky. It's the Beatles. It really is. Like, come on, guys. You know it's true. That doesn't mean they're gonna win this whole thing. But we have to acknowledge that McDonald's is if you're thinking of the icon for fast food, it's McDonald's, right? They're the most famous. They're the biggest. They're what everyone wants to be, And everyone might be like, oh no, we're different. We're McDonald's, but with chicken. We're McDonald's, but a little fancier. We're McDonald's, but cheaper, bigger portions, or exactly, right? Everything else is a spin-off of the OG. So now that we've acknowledged just the legacy and importance of the historical significance of McDonald's, let's actually talk about the brass tacks, the merit in today's standard, because we have to kind of separate it, right? We have to separate McDonald's, the icon, the feeling, versus McDonald's, the actual restaurant. And we're going to be using the actual restaurant for this bracketing system. So the food objectively, without the memories, the food is decent. It's honestly not that good, but it's not bad. Some people are, they try to go so extreme. Oh, I'm the guy who hates McDonald's. It's not bad, but genuinely, they don't have the best chicken nuggets on this list at all. They don't have the best burgers, honestly. I love a Big Mac. But the Big Mac's a little different than a burger, let's be honest. It's because there's really not even that much meat to bread and topping ratio. Maybe that's obvious to say, but I think a burger, to have a real burgery feeling, like Wendy's, you get a burgery feeling when you're eating there. You really do. Because the meat's thick and it's high percent meat. McDonald's Big Macs are the best burgers, to be fair. A double cheeseburger, it feels like a heart attack when you're eating it. I feel like it actually is actively scraping my esophagus as it goes down if I have a bite of a double cheeseburger. So Big Mac is the choice to go for. And they're good, but they're honestly not even the classic burger experience. You're getting a little twist on it. So they don't have the best burger, at least traditional burger. They don't have the best chicken nuggets. Fries they're close. They're the best straight fries, I think, on the market, frankly. They're not better than waffle fries. They're not better than curly fries. But they are really good fries. You eat, 3 at a time, pinch between your little crab hands. Munch, munch, munch. Maybe dip them if you're feeling a little special, but I don't. I accept I'm an average Joe when I'm just taking those fries raw. But again, if you really just look at the lineup objectively, nothing is such a standout. Honestly, I don't think so, at least. Now, let's think about what it's comparing to. It's comparing to a standout in one industry, just the sandwiches, because there's no competition really. I mean, I know there are actually some like that Jimmy's place, something like that, but there's no real competition for subs. Than Subway, especially Subway sandwiches. You might get like a, what is it, like a Philadelphia cheesesteak place. Okay, it's completely different. You know, and it's tough because I just said we can't give McDonald's too much respect, but at the same time, we can't insult the place. And McDonald's, I think this is honestly, I could see a play where someone puts Subway over McDonald's. I would disagree with it, but it would be someone who prefers specialization over a jack of all trades. You bring the family, you bring the boys, you bring the gang to McDonald's, you bring the world to McDonald's. Everyone's finding something. I'll have a McFlurry. I'll have a McChicken. I'll have a Big Mac. I'll have fries. I'll have chicken nuggets. I'll have just like the Happy Meal chocolate milk with a toy, please, because I'm a 6-year-old. Everybody's walking away with something. You go to Subway with someone who's not like a 36-year-old who like does like is like a data analyst. People are gonna be like, what do I get here? This person's asking me for things. I want to I want to say a number. I don't want to tell them my choices. I don't want to make it my way. It's too complex. Too many choices, man. I'm getting overwhelmed. Subway is not the place to bring a group of people. Subway is on this list probably the most normal to just go by yourself because it's hard to coordinate with multiple people. God forbid you are the one person going for a family. Oh my God! Seeing that text message, turkey, white bread, toasted, tomato, onion. What is on what? 8 sandwiches. Oh my God! I've been in that position once or twice, having to order at Subway for multiple people, and it is hellish. But I'll leave it to you to percolate on which type of person you are. But I'm someone who expects a fast food place to be able to appeal to multiple people and not just one kind of niche demographic. And that's McDonald's. I mean, we know it is. So they're moving on to the next round. Pizza Hut versus Wendy's. It's hard after seeing some of the amazing players, amazing places we've seen. It's hard to believe that both of these made it to the second round. We've talked about both of these, so I'll be a bit quicker now. Pizza Hut feels like it's wanting to be hip, and like it's wanting to be a little fancier, a little less greasy. I know that sounds weird because they literally serve like hot dog crusted pizza. But it's like, you know what I mean, man. Pizza Hut wants an image of youthfulness. They want to be like a Panda Express, which I realize is not on this list. But you know what I mean? They're going for that. They're not going for a dirty brown paper bag, right? A greasy little pizza box. They might have that. They might be that. But that's not what they're going for. And I think that mismatch of what they are versus what they want to be hurts them. I think if Pizza Hut just accepted, if like Little Caesars, when you go to Little Caesars, it's like you're going to Little Caesars. You know what you're getting. Pizza Hut tries to sell you. If you look at like the imaging, they have too many young people on their marketing team, and their UI and their websites all like clean, fancy, and as you scroll, things like dynamically pop up, and it's like all cool, and you're tracking your order, and it's, oh my God, in the future, and then the future arrives, and you're like, oh, it's just like right now, and sad, and not that good. Wendy's, I feel like is the opposite. I feel like it's falling into this place where like, it's been like this old, kind of like a McDonald's or something, like it's been around forever, like a Dairy Queen maybe. It's been around forever. It's like, oh, your dad liked it. Now it's like people are starting to get a little older. Like, hey, let's kind of revive this Wendy's place a little bit. This is kind of cool again. It has a bit of youth to it when I go in there. Like when I walk into a Wendy's, it is not like the S show that a lot of these fast food places are. It feels a little classier. It feels a little like, I could, if I dropped like my phone on the floor here, I wouldn't have to get a new phone. That kind of deal. And I think it's good because they didn't try to be it. It just kind of naturally happened. Pizza Hut's trying to give himself a nickname. Wendy's was just cool. And Wendy's is going to win, which is unbelievable. I really didn't think Wendy's would get to this far. But, I surprise myself sometimes. All right. DQ Little Caesars. Oh, buddy. I know we didn't talk about DQ at all. Quick summary. Okay. You already know it, so I'm just gonna. You start nodding your head at home. Because I'm about to say straight facts. The food is irrelevant. It's bad. You get the food there if you are starving for real food, and you know that just the ice cream / blizzard / whatever sweet thing you're gonna get is not gonna be enough to fill you up. That's the only reason you get the food, and that's okay. Like they don't push their food, right. The advertisements, they aren't flipping their burgers upside down. And like, oh my god, look, they're so sticky from all the grease and sludge we add on it. I don't even know. I don't know if I've seen an ad. Like I feel like even in the ads with the food in it, the ads with the actual like savory meals in it, they're like in the background, like out of focus, and like boom, the blizzard, Snickers, oh buddy, double fudge brownie cookie dough, extra ice blizzard. Oh my god, that's the forefront. DQ knows what it is, man. It has the option, right? Like Baskin Robbins, what are you gonna do? But DQ, you could if you really wanted a dessert, and your friend was like, "I'm starving, I need real food," you could be like, "No, I've had the burger at Dairy Queen. It's actually not too bad. I know you don't really think of it for burgers, but it's actually pretty decent." That's a lie. I don't even know what they taste like, frankly, because I forget, because I get a gosh darn brain freeze that it wipes my memory 6 seconds after I scarf it down. But it doesn't matter, bro. Once you got them in there, they're going to forget about your lie when they're also freezing their brain off with the deliciousness of a blizzard. So they have the backup, and they do what they do really well. I love ice cream. I love a shake. But honestly, like blizzards, I know they have other things than just blizzards, and blizzards are honestly kind of like newish. But blizzards are better than milkshakes and ice cream. It's the rare. A lot of times when you try to mix things, right, you get worse than each part. It'd just be better to keep them separate. But that little half and half milkshake ice cream thing they got going on there, bro, it works, man. It really does work. And I like Dairy Queen actually did something for me, which I appreciate. I used to be, we're getting ice cream. I'll have chocolate. No, not chocolate in it. No chunks, no brownie chunks, no cookie chunks. Just pure chocolate. And you might be at home, you're like, that's what I get. Or you get pure vanilla, or you get pure anything. I'm not even a flavor hater. Like some people I know hate on vanilla. Vanilla is fine flavor. I prefer chocolate. But the flavor doesn't even matter. What I'm saying is, I didn't know that the world of texture existed out there. So before it was just, what's my favorite flavor? Chocolate is better than strawberry and vanilla and things like that. So I'll just get that. But then I have a blizzard, a little Snickers blizzard, and it's like, I can be cold and crunch and smooth and wet and creamy all at the same time. It's like, that is a little interesting. So, like, not just my tongue, but my teeth can be working together? A little symbiotic relationship can be happening in my mouth? Interesting. I might just have to try that again. And then do nothing besides eat that for the rest of my life. And because of Dairy Queen, I started being a little bit more adventurous in my ice cream flavors. Now I'm getting things. I see, like, some chunks. I see just, like, a candy bar on the side of an ice cream tub. I grab that thing, man. Ooh, man, a revolution of my life. If you're out there and you're eating smooth ice cream, bro, mix it up. You're not allergic to nuts, put a few nuts in there, man. Get some little caramel chunks, man. Even okay, if you're a doubter, if you're like, that might be too much caramelized chunks, cookies, crunched up candy bars. Oh no, too much for my little teethies. Just try little cookies and cream. Just the cookie and the cookies and cream gets so mushy that it's just barely even a texture, but it's just enough to be like, hey, what if we weren't completely smooth, just almost completely smooth, and then from there just go crazy with it. I'm at the point now where I'm mixing Pop Rocks and mercury in my desserts, man. I mean, we're getting crazy with the textures. But anyways, so DQ is really good for that. And Little Caesars, I'm gonna say it. I've been kind of hinting at it the whole time. They're the best pizza place chain, I think. In my opinion, they are. I've had some like small chains that have like 4 locations or around that kind of size that I think are better than Little Caesars. But that's true of like everywhere. It's like being like, oh, I think like this one niche burger place in this like cool little city is better than like any fast food place. Like, well, of course, but fast food is fast food. Excuse me, man. It's tough, man. It really is tough. I go to Little Caesars a lot more than I go to Dairy Queen. It's the Baskin Robbins effect, right? You're not going, even though Dairy Queen has the backup, you're not going to get ice cream that much, unless you have a problem. But honestly, I think I look forward to getting Dairy Queen more than I look forward to getting Little Caesars. And it's like, you know what, man? You know what it is, man? I go to Dairy Queen. Again, this is all about the advertising, bro. Advertising matters. I know, I'm not thinking about a meal. I'm thinking about ice cream, right? / milkshake / whatever you want to call it. When I go to Little Caesar, I don't know why I keep saying the word pizza when I start. When I go to Little Caesars, even though I know I'm looking forward to the breakfast, not the breakfast, god dang, the breadsticks, I know that's going to come with the majority pizza. I know I'm eating more pizza than breadsticks. Where Dairy Queen, it's like, what? I'll just get no food. That's completely reasonable. It's the same thing. It's like all these places. Like, having a side that's better than your main is a curse, almost. Because you have to, like, to get the treasure, you have to kind of sledge through the effort of eating your main. That's kind of bad. And maybe I'm just a pizza hater, honestly, but it just doesn't do it for me, man. And pizza's one of those things too. If you're a man the size of me, which is not a huge man, but is a man who eats a full pizza by himself, that's for one meal. I'm that size at least. Sometimes it feels like a bit of a chore when you're on like the 7th slice and you're like, I have 1.5 more pieces. I'm gonna finish. But I really just want to make more room for breadsticks. I think if Little Caesars just made a bold move and just stopped selling pizza and just went to like a breadstick factory, that would be like a publicity stunt. Everyone would be like, what the hell's going on? But then everyone who's never had the breadsticks will be like, well, this place is just going to breadsticks. They might be really good. And they would try them and they'd be like, oh, they were right to do this. I'm going to go here every day now. You're welcome for the free... completely brain dead business destroying decision / advice, Little Caesars. You can just pay me later after that works out for you, aka you go bankrupt. I'm gonna put Dairy Queen above. I can't believe it. I can't believe if Dairy Queen's got this far. I genuinely hate the food there. It's just the ice cream. Anyways, oh buddy, this is a little we got a beep fight, if you know what I mean. Fun fact, I did not realize that the word for male chicken could be spelled COQ and COQUE. A little fun factoid for you. Crazy. Anyways, this is one where this is, of all these places, I'm never in my life have I thought, do I want Dairy Queen or Little Caesars pizza? It's like the mindset I have for both those places are completely different, so I'm never comparing those. But these are literally the exact same. They're just chicken places. So I'm thinking about, and they also, where I'm from, they like are right next to each other. So I actually make the decision about, do I want Cane's or Chick-fil-A all the time. And honestly, man, I think Cane's has better chicken. I think Cane's has, I'll go as far as much better chicken than Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A chicken is really tasty, but not to be a child, but I get the chicken nuggets. I don't get chicken sandwiches or anything. I've had them and they're good, but I just prefer the chicken nuggets. But you just don't get enough. You don't get enough for the price, frankly. Sometimes I've got you get this, this is sad. I shouldn't admit this. You get those catering size trays of chicken from Chick-fil-A. Not massive ones, but it's got 40 pieces of chicken in it. Those are good days. Those are really good days. So taste-wise, it gets more equal. But if you just think of a meal by meal comparison of the chicken, because Cane's, it just feels more filling. The experience of eating Cane's chicken is better than eating Chick-fil-A chicken. If you go meal by meal, not just taste by taste. That being said, though, that's the chicken. But I can't stress to you guys enough at home. People sleep on the waffle fries. The chicken is nothing compared to the waffle fries, man. And for that reason, I'm putting Chick-fil-A above, even though it has worse chicken than Cane's. Because Cane's has the bread and even the sauce. The sauce that comes with the Cane's chicken, by the way. Oh my God, it's so good. And it works perfectly with that. Man, I could go for the Cane's right now, man. Again, one of the best tasting places on this list. Legitimately amazing. But they just don't have the fries, man. They just don't have those waffle fries. And I need them. I need those waffle fries in my life. I can't believe what's going to happen, but guys, I'm looking at this list, man. I'm looking at where we've come down to. Oh, man. I genuinely haven't thought about this before at all. This is going to be a tough one, guys. This is going to be tough. This is the winner's podium, by the way. So we got Mickey D's and we got Wendy's. Come on, guys. Come on. I mean, I hate to do it. I do. I want to be, hottest picks of the century. But I'm having an identity crisis right now, man. I'm just looking at this list, man, and things just aren't settling right with me. I'm just seeing how the outcomes are coming, and I'm like, this can't be, man. This can't be. Is my own mind lying to me? Is this the reality of the world? Is DQ the top 4? That seems insane. Bro, I'm percolating. I'm thinking and I'm percolating. Buddy. Oh, the things I'm considering, man. I'm considering going wild. I've lost my mind. Delete that garbage. I changed my mind. Everything's mixed up. We live in a crazy world. I was going to say for the same reason Little Caesars didn't make it, except Little Caesars did make it. But Chick-fil-A, you deserve to win, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A deserves to win. But they need more focus on, the cows should be saying eat more of our waffle fries, not eat more chicken. Genuinely. And it's not just why do you care so much about the marketing, right? But it's just the fact that I can't just get a bunch of fries. I need a main that is because Chick-fil-A is the most upsetting too. Because they have everything. They have a great main and they have a great side. They just need that main to be more filling. So I can eat the main and the side and be satisfied. I eat the main and the side and I'm poor and I'm still hungry. Even though it was a delicious experience, fast food, it has to be food. It has to satiate my stomach. Chick-fil-A, I'll spend $100,000 and I'm not satiated, bro. Maybe it's a me, bro. Maybe I'm just obese and I cannot be fed adequately, at least. But frankly, this is my list, man. If you can't feed me, you don't make the cut, man. You do not make the cut. Okay, with that being said, McDonald's, Wendy's. Well, I apologize for that outbreak, guys. I do. Bro, you don't know how much this is eating me up on the inside of just seeing Cane's above Chick-fil-A right now. Like, I think something's wrong with me. This is a couple years back where I was dating this girl. She started talking about her stuffed animals, and she was telling me, man. She said, girls, when they're like, I'm not dating like a 10-year-old. But girls have stuffed animals even when they're older, right? It's like they play like tea time with them, but then you have them still. But she said, like, it made me sad because I was just actively thinking about how they're not real, and that realization made me sad. And I mean, that's one of those moments as a boy, you just go, what the heck? What? Like, I'm dating a crazy person. I think I am a crazy person now because I'm genuinely feeling bad. I'm feeling remorse for Chick-fil-A for putting them below Cane's. And it's like, I want to just be like, I want to make room for both of them. I just want to take this boy, just make him real small, and just be like, oh no, Chick-fil-A, you can fit here. We can share. But we don't live in a world where sharing happens, man. We live in a world of winners. And Chick-fil-A is a winner. Okay. I apologize for the delay, guys. McDonald's, Wendy's. I mean, I know I kind of even talked about this in the previous round about them because I mean they draw a lot of comparisons, right? They have the exact same menu. Let's be honest. Let's go item by item. Chicken nuggets. I used to like the chicken nuggets at McDonald's a lot, obviously. I was a kid. I still get them occasionally now, and they're not bad. They're not great, though. They're nothing compared to a chicken place's chicken, obviously. That is, everyone will agree there. Even being as mediocre as they all are, though, they outperform Wendy's on every metric. The Wendy's chicken nuggets, as again, I've said, they're wrinkly, they're bad, they're gross. They're a little tough, too. You mentioned that in the original characterization of them. Go fries. I mean, come on, Wendy's. You knew you were going to lose this one. Fries goes to McDonald's, too. And that one's a landslide. Whereas the chicken nuggets was also a landslide, but it's like, who cares? Because they're both kind of bad. Burgers. Again, this is what's tricky about it, is McDonald's actual, like, burgers. Like, their single burger, their double cheeseburger, all of their regular burgers are bad. And you might say, like, also, what about chicken sandwiches? Honestly, I'm a red-blooded American. I'm eating burgers more than I'm eating chicken sandwiches. I've had chicken sandwiches. I've had McChickens. It's weird. McDonald's, you get like a McChicken, and they're like so kind of bad, and then you get like a buttermilk chicken sandwich, and it's like, why does this cost twice as much? And then you have it, and you're like, oh, that's why? Because it's actually like really good. But I honestly, I think maybe a better man could consider the chicken sandwiches of both establishments. I just don't think I have the experience, frankly. I don't think I could justify changing my opinion on these two places based on their chicken sandwich supply. So I just have to ignore it, right? Wendy's burgers are better. They just are. The Big Mac is this little kind of weird asterisk, right? Because it's really good. It doesn't really taste like a burger. It's so melty in your mouth. And I think that goes understated, right? Like, it's not even melty. It's just, like, you don't sink into it. You sink through it when you bite down, man. You really do. I think it's because of the small amount of meat in it. There's not much to get hooked on, which almost sounds like a bad thing, but I like it, man. I really do. It's like when you see like a cartoon character eat like a slice of cake and they're just like, home, and it's just, they cut straight through with like no effort. That's what it's like eating a Big Mac. Gang, I think, again, man, it's tough, man. This is genuinely tough. If I think about the legacy, if I think about the world domination that McDonald's has, McDonald's wins. If I just think about, okay, take all that biases away and just think about which would you rather have right now in front of you. That makes it tough. That does make it tough. Oh man. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The Big Mac's enough to win it. Even though the traditional burgers are lacking, the Big Mac's the king. And I can't feel too bad with McDonald's making it to the finals. I can't. I just genuinely can't. Looking over though, it's like I've forgotten the war crimes I've just committed on the right side. God dang it, Canes. I'm so sorry. I'm so torn up between the two. Oh God, I have to just accept that Chick-fil-A wins though. I just, in my heart of heart, if I just say it out loud, Chick-fil-A is better than Canes. That just sounds right. Canes is better than Chick-fil-A. Come on, man. Who's saying that? If you hear someone say that, you gotta be like, come on. Like, I know that's what you kind of want to say, but, like, you can't actually say that. So, okay, great. I almost said Pizza Hut again, goddamn. Little Caesars v. Chick-fil-A. We get the best of the chicken versus the best of the pizza. And chicken and pizza are, besides burgers, the two biggest, reasons you go to fast food places. So, and this is not a chump match, right? These are big two. I can't believe, what was I thinking putting Dairy Queen above Little Caesars, even for a second, guys. I am sorry. I must have blacked out there for a minute. I'm actually thinking about it. That's not even close. I can't even believe Dairy Queen got to the second round, let alone in the semifinals. Come on, man. That's crazy. This is just a reminder, Little Caesars, that you deserve your spot. Like, this is not there's an asterisk on the Chick-fil-A, if anything. They might be worse than Cane's, but not on the Little Caesars. Come on, they need to be here. Whew. And they're also nice because they both have they have a god tier item. Now here's a question, right? A little bag of those beautiful doughy breadsticks versus a little pouch of those waffle cut fries. My God, I'm having a god. I mean, this is like when this is like finding out that your crush and your girl best friend, who like you thought friend zoned you, both like want to date you and you have to pick. It's like, oh, I hate doing it, but I love doing it. I think it's just because the breadsticks are so doughy. This might sound bad to people who haven't had them. It makes them sound kind of gross, but they're not. But like they almost are like a dessert because they're so doughy. Like you ever had like a piece of white bread, and it's like, this is not even like a sandwich bread anymore. It's so white bread that it's like a cake. Little Caesars breadsticks are on that spectrum. Like they're closer to that end. So it really feels like if I'm wanting a regular meal, I would go with the waffle cut fries. But if I'm kind of like watching a movie and I'm just like wanting to like snack on like a bit of candy, I'll be like, hold the candy, I'll take the breadsticks instead. Might seem weird, but I think that's the kind of dichotomy I'm thinking in my head, at least. That it's just they're both good enough that it just depends on the mood of who wins. It is a variable decision. But then, I mean, I hate doing this because this is going to be the clash of the most obvious titans in the world. But as much as I actually think the breadsticks and waffle fries are kind of equal, which is a big thing to say if you haven't had the breadsticks. I mean, they are good if they're even comparable, let alone equal to the waffle cut fries. But the chicken of Chick-fil-A is just so much better than the pizza of Little Caesars. Like the mains are just, they're not comparable. So here we are, man. Here we gosh darn are. We're at the finals, man. Who could have guessed it? The most famous versus like the most popular. I mean, of course, it's gonna be McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. Come on, man. Who are we kidding, man? It's also weird because then you have to be like, oh, are you gonna say Chick-fil-A is the best when the owner committed a war crime in Uganda? I don't actually know. I know people dislike Chick-fil-A, the ownership of it, and it's like I genuinely think they have a point without knowing at all what they've done. Like it's like I'll admit a moral sin of not investigating Chick-fil-A at all because I don't want to know. I can't know, man. I can't know. I didn't watch that Michael Jackson documentary because I love Billie Jean so much. I can't know. I don't want to know. I want to take my little blue pill and eat my little waffle cut fries and be none the wiser. So this is the caveat of like, maybe if I did know, maybe they won't even be on the list if I did know, right? But I don't. So I gotta compare them for what they are and not what they, their owners are. It's, oh man, it's the everyday slugger versus the half court shot, swish. You know what I mean? McDonald's is out there, and it's always ready, 24 hours. You know what you're gonna get. Chick-fil-A it's a mystery. You're on like a weekend outing with friends, and you're like, oh wait, let's get Chick-fil-A, and then someone says, wait, is it Sunday? And for that split second, everyone's held in suspense, and they're like, and then a nice, soothing, that shocked open mouth, agape mouth, curls upward, like the Grinch when he he hears like the little Who's singing or whatever, into a smile. And someone finally breaks that perfect moment of silence with, it's Saturday, and you're finally actually able to go to Chick-fil-A. And I don't know if you're like me, but Chick-fil-A is always also like never in the town you're living. I feel like nobody actually lives next to a Chick-fil-A. It's always like 45 minutes away. So it's always like, oh, it's only when you're like in town you get to get it. So it's hard because there is that magic of a Chick-fil-A. But but life's not magic, man. Life's not the highlight reel. Life is, life's the light and dark. Life's the good and the bad. McDonald's is who you are. Chick-fil-A is who you want to be. How do you pick between those two versions of yourself? You want to be true to yourself, but you also want to make progress. You want to have goals. You want to achieve. And it's tough, man, because in the search for that achievement, for that praise, for those accolades, you don't want to lose yourself. Because if you lose yourself, then what's the point? But then what's the point of being yourself if who you are is not someone you can respect, not someone you can be excited about? But I'll be honest with you. There needs to be no change for me to be excited about the everyday. If the everyday is a nice sit down or drive through the old golden arches. I'm be honest with you guys. I genuinely in my head was thinking when this started, I was like, I can't just give it to McDonald's. But when I really think about it, when I think who should sit upon that golden throne, it's the golden god himself, McDonald's. The fact that we've gotten through this whole conversation and never once did we even have to mention Ronald McDonald, the Hamburglar, the Monopoly McDonald's game, all of these like joyous memories core to my heart that have come from McDonald's. I mean, it's like McDonald's has what it takes to be the best and then some. It's inarguable. Maybe 50 years down the line, we'll see some new talent. One of these old guys will make a change. Maybe it'll be like Wendy's if they keep on their track record. But for now, the legacy continues. Honestly, the the dynasty of McDonald's dominance in the fast food industry, I think is solid for now. I think they just are the best. And with that, I got to thank you guys. You stuck with me. This has been a hard process for me. I think I learned a lot about myself, and about my tastes, and I got really hungry, frankly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys agreed with every single decision I made, and I thought it was super smart and logical the whole time. Okay, see you guys next time.